Hi guys, it's Ray here from Just for Keepers, also called J4K. Hope you're fitting well. So in this quick training video and podcast, I'm going to be talking about something that I've actually coached thousands of times over the years. And actually, until a couple of weeks ago, no one's actually emailed me this question. Even though that I've got literally since 1998 and I started Just for Keepers, I've literally had tens of thousands of emails from goalkeepers, goalkeeping coaches and parents of goalkeepers asking me a variety of questions. When this came in last week, this question, first of all I was like, oh wow, I've never had this question before. And then secondly I was like, I can't believe I've not answered this question already via video. So that's what I'm doing here today. And the question that came in from a parent of a goalkeeper is, Ray, my young goalkeeper is absolutely terrified of diving top corner. How can I help my young goalkeeper gain confidence to dive top corner? Now, this is a problem mostly for younger goalkeepers, and it all comes down to technique. However, it also affects a lot of older goalkeepers as well, because if they weren't taught correctly when they were younger, they're going to take that same fear into adulthood, believe it or not. And also, listen to what I'm going to say here now. It's actually not the fear of diving top corner that scares goalkeepers. Okay, the fear is actually landing and hurting themselves. Okay, because most goalkeepers sadly are not taught how to land safely. Because if a goalkeeper knows how to land safely, that gives them confidence to dive top corner. Because unfortunately, and I've seen this sadly time and time again, and this is with goalkeeping coaches who are unintentionally doing more harm than good because they don't know what they're doing. And especially when you see like maybe a parent of a goalkeeper doing this, or a coach or a management, but it's normally a goalkeeper or an adult teaching a younger goalkeeper who does not really understand what they're doing. So if they've been tasked to basically help the goalkeepers dive top corner, what do most coaches do? What do most adults do when they're coaching goalkeepers, especially the younger ones? That's right. What they wrongly do is they immediately throw the ball top corner, then expect the goalkeeper to dive. And if the goalkeeper, obviously most young goalkeepers, they start off fearless. But if they dive top corner and if they land on their hip, elbow or knee, that is going to hurt. And it's going to hurt big time as well, especially if you get like a dead knee or a dead hip. The only way I can explain it for you guys who've not had that pain, imagine someone hitting you with a baseball bat on the hip or the elbow. Seriously, it's like having an electric shock. It's a terrible pain. And you've got to imagine if you're a coach and you throw the ball top corner without teaching your goalkeeper student to land properly, they are eventually going to land awkwardly and they're going to really hurt themselves. They could actually break a bone. Okay, so you've got to be really careful when you're teaching young goalkeepers how to go top corner. And as I say, the number one thing that you do not do is just throw the ball top corner, then expect the goalkeeper to obviously catch the ball and then land safely, okay? So what you do, okay, as I say, to help goalkeepers gain the confidence to land safely, okay, because that will give them the confidence then to start diving top corner because they know they're going to land safely, is you actually start off with the goalkeeper on their knees. Okay, so I'm talking about, I'm not just talking about younger goalkeepers. If you're coaching a goalkeeper who's like really struggling to dive top corner, and you'll see that obviously some goalkeepers will be honest and say, listen, I'm scared of diving top corner. Some goalkeepers won't be honest, okay, because it's a bit of a macho ego thing, but you can actually see that when they actually dive top corner, they actually don't dive top corner, if that makes sense. So when the ball's going into the top corner, they'll dive, but you'll see it. And again, I don't mean to be disrespectful here. Goalkeeping coaches who know what they're looking for, they'll see it in an instant, whereas the goalkeeper will take off to save the shot, diving top corner, but they're actually not looking at the ball, they're focusing on how they land. So what happens then is they're not even looking at the ball, they're not going to dive as high as they want to dive because obviously they've got no confidence in it, and that's just like a bit of a half-hearted dive top corner, if that makes sense. So for you guys that might not understand what to look for, if you see a goalkeeper and you go, oh, that looks like it was half-hearted, that's because they're probably underconfident to dive top corner. And it's not because they're underconfident to dive top corner, they're frightened of landing and hurting themselves. So what you do is you start off with the goalkeeper on their knees, okay, and it's called the rocking motion. So what you do, as I say, you get the goalkeeper on the knees, you're literally maybe 2 feet, 3 feet away, and you throw the ball shoulder height. Okay, now it's difficult to explain. Obviously, if you go to our website, j4ksports.com, there's literally over 15 hours worth of goalkeeping training videos. I think now these must be well over 200 completely free of charge videos you can go and watch. So there'll be a link below. But if you're listening to this on a podcast, go to J4K, and it's the digit 4, j4ksports.com, and click useful resources, and you'll see all the free stuff and free videos there. But basically, going back to what you should be, because obviously it's difficult to explain via video, by talking. So if you go and watch the videos, you'll see it in an instant, because we've got loads of exercises. It's called a rock and motion. So anyway, the goalkeepers are on the knees facing you. You're about 3 foot away, and you basically gently throw the ball to the goalkeeper's shoulder with a bit of pace. Throw the ball flat. Don't be looping it, because it'll be too slow. So throw it with a bit of pace, but throw the ball flat. So you throw it from your waist height, so it goes level with the goalkeeper's shoulder, so it's flat. So the goalkeeper catches it to the right and then falls to the right. And obviously, you know, hopefully as a goalkeeper you will know the technique, or as a parent of a goalkeeper, or go and watch the videos where you can basically use the ball to break the fall. Now, I know, obviously, some goalkeepers will say, well, you know, some goalkeeping coaches might say, well, we don't really like that. We don't want the ball to break the fall, because obviously some goalkeepers slam the ball on the floor and the ball flies away. For younger goalkeepers, I strongly recommend you use the ball to break the fall, because it's better using the ball to break the fall, and every now and again the ball goes away from them, rather than use the elbow to break the ball. Because, as I say, if once a young goalkeeper hits the elbow or the pads, or the hips or the knees, they're going to lose confidence, and it's going to take a long time to get that confidence back. That's why padded equipment for goalkeepers, especially the younger goalkeepers, should always be worn, full stop, okay? Seriously, full stop, especially the padded compression gear. Oh my God, that's just amazing. That's like skin tight stuff with the padding. That is just like every young goalkeeper who's learning their goalkeeping trade, they should be wearing padded compression gear, okay? So if you're a parent of a goalkeeper, a coach or a manager or a goalkeeping coach, please make sure your goalkeepers wear the padded stuff. Because another mistake young goalkeepers make is they watch their favourite professional goalkeeper play, and some of them are playing in t-shirts, which is okay for them, because as a professional goalkeeper, their technique's going to be fantastic, but also as well, the playing surface is going to be like a bowling green. It's going to be all grass. It's wet. It's damp. It's nice and soft. So they can afford to wear t-shirts, okay? But unfortunately, got young goalkeepers, you know, and also parents of goalkeepers allow their young goalkeepers to make this mistake. They copy their favourite Premiership goalkeeper or professional goalkeeper or MLS goalkeeper, whatever you are in the world. And what happens is, if you go and play on a council field or a local field, I assure you that's not going to be like a professional football field, guys, okay? Yeah, it's going to be dry. It's going to be, some of it, there's going to be no grass on there. And that's how goalkeepers get injured. They copy what their favourite professional goalkeeper wears, and they think that they can get away with that same equipment when they're playing. You can't, especially if it's on artificial surface. You've got to make sure that your goalkeepers are protected, guys, and by the padded compression gear is the best equipment bar none for young goalkeepers. Anyway, so make sure they're padded up. So going back to obviously the rock and motion. So again, the goalkeeper is in front of you on their knees, you're 3 foot away, and you're throwing the ball to the right shoulder and the left shoulder. They catch the ball, and hopefully you know this technique. You use the ball to break the fall. They come up, throw the ball back, and then they go to the left. And then they go right, left, left, right, okay? And what they're doing there, they're getting used to falling, okay? So you're not making them stand up, throwing the ball top corner. They're leaping 3, 4, 5 foot in the air, coming down on the elbow, really damaging themselves, and you've basically lost their confidence. They've lost their confidence as a goalkeeper, and it can take weeks and months to get that confidence back. So by starting off on the knees, okay, yeah, you're obviously a lot lower to the ground. It's more controlled as well, because you're throwing it from waist height to their shoulders, and you're only 3 feet away. And then once the goalkeeper starts to feel comfortable on their knees, what you do then is you work your way up. It's on the haunches, so they're not standing up straight. Okay, yeah. So they're on their haunches, okay, so they crouch down, so they're a little bit higher off the ground, and now it's like left, right again. Again, you still throw the ball flat with a bit of pace to the goalkeeper's shoulder, okay, yeah. And then once they're getting used to the haunches, left, right, okay. And this might take a few weeks, guys, okay, yeah. You then stand them up, and again, you're still only throwing the ball to the shoulders, okay, yeah. So they're catching the ball here, now they're more or less standing up. they're falling. So they've gone from the knees to the haunches and now they're standing up. So can you see where you are gradually helping your goalkeeper develop their confidence? And then when it starts to happen as well, once they're used to standing up, then you can start throwing the ball a bit further away from them. Okay, so now it's a stretch and they're falling. So you're not going with the dives, you're not throwing the ball too far away for them to start. It's a stretch and then they dive. Because once they're standing up, you go from the shoulder, then you go slightly wider, higher, and then you gradually go into a top corner. So I hope that makes sense, guys. So you start off on the knees, get them comfortable on the knees, get the goalkeeper's confidence and getting used to falling on the floor from such a low height from the knees. Then you go into the haunches, then they're standing up straight and the ball's still at the shoulders, so again, you're not stretching the keeper too much. And then also as well, again, once they're standing up, the ball goes further and higher until your goalkeeper can comfortably dive to their left and right. And it's important that you go left and right as well, because another thing will happen by doing this exercise, guys, I promise you, if you do this long enough, your goalkeeper will have their bad side will be just as good as their good side as well, because you get a lot of goalkeepers who say, yeah, I can dive to me right, but I struggle to me left. If you do the rocker motion with your goalkeeping child or your goalkeeper student, I promise you, if you did that every single week within about 5 or 6 months, okay, yeah, it will take time. Some will do faster, some might be a bit longer, but I'll guarantee, one, they'll be confident in diving top corner, but also as well, you probably won't even be able to notice they've got a weak side, because you're teaching them how to do that on their weak side. And last tip as well, as obvious as this sounds, and you'd be surprised how many people get this wrong, okay, don't be practicing top corner dives when the ground's hard, okay? Even professional goalkeepers won't do that, okay? With professional goalkeepers, if a goalkeeping coach, comes out on the training field one day, even though that the playing surface could be like a carpet, okay, if it's not watered, okay, yeah, if it's not watered and the surface is hard, okay, yeah, even a professional goalkeeping coach will not do top corner dives with their professional goalkeeper, because it's like practicing on concrete, okay? Again, I see it too many times where goalkeeping coaches or parents of goalkeepers expect their goalkeeping child or young goalkeeping student to dive on concrete. Ask yourself this question, okay, as a goalkeeper coach or a parent of a goalkeeper. If you look at a playing surface and go, oh, I wouldn't fancy diving, okay, yeah, don't be doing it to your students or your parents. Now, I know you might say, oh, they've got to do it in a game. Yeah, they've got to do it in a game, okay, yeah. But the difference between pounding and pounding in a training session, then maybe diving once or twice top corner, okay. So if the ground is hard, okay, even if your goalkeeper is really confident diving top corner, if the ground's solid, do the rocker motion, go on the knees, okay, on the knees or the haunches or standing up. Make sure it's controlled, okay? Yeah. Now, I know they might do shooting games at the end. Obviously, that's different. I'm talking about consistent pounding, okay? Yeah. Don't be throwing the ball top right, top corner. Your keeper dives and lands on the floor, then has to run across the goal and dive top left, etc. Don't be doing those types of exercises. Again, I see too many goalkeeping coaches doing those exercises, and the ground is solid. And I actually will say to the goalkeeping coach, hey, would you fancy diving on that playing surface? And most will go, no. I'll go, well, why are you expecting your students? Just have a bit of common sense. So I hope that helps, guys, okay? So that's how you develop helping your goalkeeper student or goalkeeping child go top corner. Don't just go top corner. You start off from the knees and let them gradually gain the confidence and get higher and higher. And I promise you, if you do that for the next, I don't know, honestly, after a month, you'll see a difference. After 2 to 3 months, you'll see a big difference. 3, 4, 5, 6 months, depending on how fast the goalkeeper learns. I promise you, they'll be super confident diving top corner. So I hope that helps, guys. Any questions below, please put them below, guys, okay? What would you do as a goalkeeping coach to help your goalkeeper develop their top corner dives? It'd be interesting to know what techniques you use, so please put your comments below. So help me to help fellow goalkeepers and fellow goalkeeping coaches, and especially parents of goalkeepers around the world. All the best. Take care.